Yeah, I've been mapping this for the last 2 hours here, and I have my line drawn here from low to high, and then there was no more high. Created another low, then there was no more low. Then it created another high, then there was no more high. Then it created a lower low, then there was no more low. Then it's creating a high right here now. Now, what it's doing here, it's actually creating the first high out of the downtrend. Now we're going to look for a pullback, and as you can see, it's pulling back. If it creates a new low, then we're still in a downtrend. If it doesn't create a new low and it creates a higher low somewhere around here, maybe somewhere around here, if it creates a higher low than this one, then we can say it's a good chance that the trend is changing. So let's see what happens. So we're gonna wait for it to. We got a big green candle here on the bottom on this one. You notice compared to the others, quite a few. It's really big, which means the buyers are coming back in. So let's see if they're gonna challenge. If the sellers are gonna challenge this low. If they do, it'd be a good thing. Because then when the market turns around to go back up, I mean, it has a longer distance to go back to where it has its high. You got to be patient with these things. Can't rush it. You got to be patient. As you can see here, candles or squeeze says that we're in a squeeze here. This is the squeeze pro on trading view. And the black one says that black dots here says we're in a squeeze. Then we have our indicator here. It's basically a RSI. The RSI, and I have the squeeze on top of a RSI. RSI is showing that there is a squeeze as well, and the yellow line is showing that it is the yellow line represents the RSI length. So we're pretty low on that. Let's see where we're at with it. Yellow is negative 67. That's really low. And then we have another RSI here. Long-term trend. I'm showing it for the whole day. It's been trending down. And then below here, we have another RSI. Let's get to the name of these things. So this is two relative strength on the bottom here, which is these two. This is your squeeze pro and your beard. This lower one is the wave trend. It's a wave trend, similar to an RSI. It just show you pivot points as well. Pivot point, it's kind of off, but that's what it's supposed to do. All right, we are creating a new lower lows. As you can also see, we're creating the W. When the market turns to go up, if it breaks this high and creates a new high, it's going to pull back a little, and if it pulls back more than 50% of this length here, then it's probably going to continue the downtrend. If it pull backs somewhere here here or there maximum, then it made us continue and fly right back up. So we just gotta wait and see. It's creating new lows. It's creating low lows. So if you're in a put, this is the time when you want to start watching it, because it's created quite a few lows in the last half an hour or so. We have here is a 5, 8, 21, 34, and 50 EMA lines. We use them to give us an idea of where the stock is trending, and as you can see, they're all pointing down. So obviously that's going to mean that it's pointing down. Now here we're going back into coming out of a squeeze, and the squeeze is saying that we're going to be pushing downwards because we have a red candle after the black. After the black and red here, the green and red is telling us we're going to have a strong squeeze to go in the downward position. So let's see how many green candles we're going to have before it changes to hopefully a green yellow and continues into another small squeeze into the upward direction. Okay, we created a higher low here. Good, that's good. Let's see if we're gonna break this last lower high, and maybe challenge this higher high before this lower high. Once we challenge this one, it's off to the races, because then you would have your first attempt to go up, and well, actually this is from this point, it's going to be a first attempt here, then a small pullback, and then hopefully it breaks and go up. So we're just waiting to see what's going to happen here. This low is being challenged again. This candle speaks volume, because as you can see here, it has a very big body, which is about, I'd say about 65% of the entire length of this candle from wick to wick. So this is telling us there's still a lot of sellers around here. Sellers are pushing down. Buyers are not being that aggressive because there's no wicks that's pushing up. Same here, no wicks pushing up, it's just pushing down. It's telling us here on these arrows that in the last 3 minutes, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frame, the entire price movement is that below. All of this is below the 4 hour candles. We're still up on the day, probably not by much, but we're still up on the day. So let's see, let's keep following this. You can create a new low. Okay, it didn't create a new low. Let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see it challenge this last higher high. When you're trading like this, you want to be patient, because you want confirmation. A lot of people would jump in as soon as they see a higher high. They jump in thinking it's going to go up. Doesn't work like that. It will get you if you don't be patient, and it will get you good. So you got to be patient. You got to be patient and wait. if you're not sure if it's gonna break this last high, why are you gonna put your money in there? Wait, we got a 2 up candle here, green, that's good. We had a 1, which was an inside candle. The high did not pass the high on this one, and the low did not pass the low on the previous candle. But this is still a bigger candle than this one. So in order for us to start moving upwards, we have to have some sort of volume that speaks volume. It says buyers are going to be jumping in, and when that happens, you'll see wicks start coming on the top of the candles. You see that? See the wick up here is bigger than the body. That's one sign that the buyers are getting aggressive, but it's not a real aggressive candle, because you can see over here this was aggressive. They pushed up. Well, there weren't that many buyers left to keep pushing up, so they failed, and they barely broke it the second time with just a little volume. And then sellers, of course, came in and took charge and pushed the price all the way down to here, all the way down to here. And then they tried here, but they got exhausted. So now the buyers are trying to think, oh, what should we do here? Should we continue buying? Well, they're not sure yet. That's why it's not moving as fast, or it's not moving much at all. So we're just going to be patient and see what happens. Thinking this is going to be a double formation here. Tap low, high, tap low. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, we have a green candle here. Let's get some strong volume in. Let's challenge this last volume, and let's see what happens. You see the arrows here, they start to turn green, which means we're above the last high on the 3-minute. We're above on the 5-minute, and we're heading to go higher on the 15-minute, hopefully. But we have to get past this high in order to confirm that the trend has changed. To get past this high and hopefully see a small pullback, very small, because the buyers are not going to allow it to go back that far because they're being aggressive. It's a small pullback, a small break, and then boom, it start going up. So now we have a yellow candle here with a green, which is an indication of possible trend change. Also, we have our yellow, which is a lot higher. You can see here it was lower. Over here it's a little bit higher. Same for the RSIs. Lower, higher. Down here it's giving you a green to show you that it's changing to go up. Let's wait and see. There you go. The volume is coming in. It's above my average line here. This average line that I put here is for 300 candles back. Average all 300. Add up 300 candles, divide it by 300, and this is your average line. So it's above the last 300 candles. We have a higher yellow candle here. It's going higher. And we still have a green dot. And all this is above our low line here, green line. This is touching our red line here. This is a below 40 on the RSI. And let's see, this is also crossed over. White is above the blue. And here's another thing. The blue shaded area here is above the line. These are the things you want to see when the trend is changing. So let's see if it's going to challenge this thing. You got to be patient. Don't just jump in. It could turn on you right here. It could turn just like it did here. If you had jumped in on this one, like some people do, they would have been hit right here with a stop loss here and kicked out, lost a couple dollars, and then boom. And those who were willing to hold, they lost some more money, which is compatible or acceptable for some. But why lose? Why not just wait? Be patient. Doesn't really matter when you get in, so to speak. I mean, it sounds weird, but it doesn't really matter where you get in. What matters is that when you get in, you make a profit and get out. The more times you get in, make a profit and get out, then you're adding to your account. Instead of getting in and it pulls back on you, you lose money. Or if you got in here and it pulls back all the way down here, which your stop loss would be below this candle, or even below this candle, and you get kicked out, but you still lose some money. Just be patient. You can do this on any time scale. Doesn't matter what time scale you're on, the 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute day. You just want to wait. You want to wait for, especially for the last low and the last high to be broken. Either or either. One of them have to be broken. You have to break the higher low. If you don't break the higher low, you're in between, and it's called consolidation. But no stock is going to stay within a consolidated period for a length of time. So I mean, some stocks do for maybe 6 months, a year, but those stocks you don't want to trade or worry about. You just leave them alone until they decide to break out of their consolidation area. So this is your last high before the last low. So we're waiting for either one of these to be challenged. It's going to be challenged here at the low or challenged at the high. So far it looks like we're going to be challenging the high here. So we're just going to be patient. And if it challenges this high and hold, if it holds above this high, for instance, the candle go above it, this high right here, which is 1092. If it goes above 1092 and closes on a candle at above 1092, then the next candle you may want to get in right as it crosses above 1092, or whatever the closing price is on that candle that challenged this last high. And then you watch your stop loss. You just watch it. Watch your stop loss and wait. Watch it and wait. Watch it and wait. You don't want to rush this thing. You're not in this thing to lose money. You're in this thing to make money. Don't let your emotion get the best of you. You got to think business-like. If you have a store, you're selling stuff, you don't want to lose money selling stuff. You want to make money. Sometimes, yes, we're going to lose, but you can limit your losses. by either thinking ahead, or if you do get in the case of a stock, then you want to limit your losses to minimum. You got to think about these things before you start trading. Minimum. Put in $10. You don't want to lose more than $1. Get out. No matter what's happening, get out. When it goes below $10 to $9, get out. If it goes $8, $7, $6, then you can wait to get back in. Now you can buy two, 6 and 6, 12. You buy two of them when the time is right for it to go back up. So this is good. We're seeing a lot of wicks above. Buyers are pushing up. Not that many sellers here. Now we have this candle. So I think it's going to reverse on us and turn green. It's not that many sellers here, none here, and just a little bit here, which is a lot less than the length of the buying candle. See, from here to all the way down to here, and even down to the bottom, because buyers push back up past this point, went all the way up here, and sellers pushed down to here, but they couldn't make it back down to there. So let's see. So they almost challenged this high. They didn't get as far as breaking it. So let's see if this is going to be it. Let's see if this is going to be a small pullback here to maybe challenge this point here, where this line is, and then reverse to go back up. So let's see what's going to happen. This is live trading. Market's going to close in a couple of minutes, so let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. This distance, 50% point, is somewhere on here, which the sellers broke on the way down. And even as much as we're about 80% down here. This reversal will be a little bit more than what you typically want to see if the trend is changing. So you see what I'm saying? If you got in on this candle, on this particular time frame, you would have been out already, almost break even. That would be a waste of time. So let's see what's going to happen here. Sellers came to this point. Buyers push back up. They can't break the price here to go up further. So we're going to wait and see what's going to happen. Alright, so let's see. We have a pivot point right here. Oh, we have a doji. This is a candle that says Not sure which direction I want to go. Let's get a new start here. Let's keep following this thing. Okay. We're going here. Let's see if that's going to be our new high. If it goes low, it's going to challenge either one of these lows. And then it's going to either break this high and challenge this one. Pull back to somewhere here. See, it's getting smaller and smaller. And hopefully go up. The good thing about doing stuff like this is that when it breaks, it's going to break and go. Whichever direction it chooses, it's going to break and go down, it's going to break and go up. Just got to be patient. So your trend, EMA lines here, 5 is below the 8, below the 21, below the 34. This is indicating that it's straight downtrend. The 200, the 50, the 34. Now the reason why I have so many is because these two first, the 5 and the 8, if the 5 go back above the 8, that tells me the trend is thinking about changing. When the 5 and the 8 is above the 21, that tells me to start looking at it. Hey, something good is going to happen here. And it crosses the 34 to 50, and it will go all the way up until it crosses the 200. Once it does that, there's no ending sight. Also, because it's lined up in a downward fashion, it's telling you that it's in a downtrend. You see our 5 is above our 8 here. See that? It means we had a higher high. Tells you right away that you have a higher high. Once your 5 is above your 8. And hopefully now the 5 and the 8 will keep moving up and cross over your 21. This right here is telling you the price is below the 21, but it's above the 5 and the 8. So let's see if we challenge this last candle right there on the next candle. Definitely in a squeeze here. This is saying we're in a light squeeze. The black is strong squeeze. Now it's getting lighter, which means it's coming out of it's going to be coming out soon. The grip on it is not as tight as it was when you saw the black dots. The black dots means it's tighter. Red dots means not as tight. Then you have the orange dot, means it's really light. And then you have the green dot, means it's breaking to one side or the other. See, this one broke to the downside. Then it started changing here. And then it went to the started going to the upside. And it went to the upside, and then we had a black squeeze. And the black squeeze, we had a pullback. We went back up, and we're going up a second time, which means the squeeze is getting lighter and lighter. If you notice here also, the white line is on an angle. It's no longer flat or below. It challenged the red line here, came back below it as a reversal, and now it's going above it. Likewise here. Over here we were below the green line here. Now we're above it. The white above the blue, and our blue shadow over here is still above the 0 line. Here you go. The 5 and the 8 is now going to challenge the 21. See that? We're challenging the 21. When do you get in? Wait, want to be patient. Here we go. I think we're above the 21 now. I believe we are. We're above the 21. Looks good. We got strong volume. So we had our first push up, second, and now we're breaking this. Now it's a good time to think about getting in. We broke this high right here. It's the first time we broke this high in the last 2 hours. First time we broke a high in about the last 2 hours. So let this candle close for confirmation. Challenge that high up there. That's what we're hoping to see before it flies up. There's quite a few lines on here, but let me get rid of this. This was a broadening formation line that I had from earlier, and it went out downwards out of the broadening formation. This is a resistance line, and I'm pretty sure support line, and now I'm pretty sure it's going to be a resistance line. Alright, candles are getting smaller. They're coming back above the zero line here. They're underground now, these candles. They're coming back above ground. It's underground. It's under my yellow line there. It's underground. This one is coming back to the cross underground to come above as well. Buyers are getting weak already. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how far this pullback is going to go. See all of this movement right here. It's moving between this price and this price right now. That's it. Between this price and this price. If you're gonna trade something like this, you gotta be seriously careful, because the only way you can make money in a market like this is if you have a lot of money to get in and get out. If you're doing options, you can only buy in the money here. If you buy out of the money with in a consolidation, you're not gonna make any money. You're just not. It don't move the same way when you're in the money. When you're in the money, then yeah, you can buy between these areas. But when you are out of the money and buying puts and calls with these things, forget about it. Now, there are some things you can do. You can buy a call and a put when it's here or there, because then any which way it breaks later, you'll make money on one and lose money on the other, but at least they'll be a little bit cheaper in this area. Once you buy, you have to buy though when there's no more lower lows. You can buy your call and you put. I'm not a financial advisor, just sharing what some ideas of what I would do. So this is looking good. We have a smaller yellow bar. We look like we're having a doji here. It's coming back down for a little pullback. So far so good. Our 21 is back above or 5 and 8. So let's see how far we're going to pull back before it challenges this high, and then we'll see. It will either go really fast or it will go and stop and pull back again. But you want to wait until you have really strong candles. You want to have candles like this, nothing on the bottom, wicks on the top. If you see candles like this going up, like these two right here, that's good. Just that this second one barely broke the high of this one. It's not really good. It needs to go. This body needs to be bigger. If this body is smaller than this, which it is, the height from the beginning here, to the top here it finished, is shorter than this prior one. So that's not really a strong sign. You want to see small muscles, bigger muscles, even bigger muscles, bigger muscles, bigger muscles going up. That's what you want to see. Bigger, 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 bigger. Likewise going down. And then you want to see volume, 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 volume. You want to see a lot of green volume going up. And you can simply trade with just these three, 5, 8, and 21. And these are lines that tells you when it's changing direction. I really need anything more than that, because the most important thing that you have to pay attention to always is the price and the volume. All these other stuff, it's lagging information. You get information after the stock close. And if you get it after the stock close, then what you have to decide after the fact. This is a little script that I wrote here. It's telling me to go long on a doji. I still haven't gotten a chance to make it more precise, but it does give you good results. My strategy. See here, if I follow it, 321,622 for a 276% gain, and my losses are $7,000 only. 1,165 trades, 19 bars. Only every 19 bar, on average, I make a trade. It's not right all the time, but it's pretty good. You know, those statistics are pretty good. It's just a simple script. All right, let's challenge this high. Let's get beyond it. Once we get beyond this high with some strong candles, it is time to jump in. So now we're green on the 3, on the 5, and on the 15. So now we're going to challenge these high. The 30-minute high, we haven't challenged yet. The 1 hour high, we haven't challenged yet. And once we challenge these two and get these two green, then everything would be in agreement, which means we're heading upwards after that. The 4 hour will be in agreement with the rest, the day, the week, the month, and the quarter. So we're just pretty much waiting to get back into agreement so we can jump in and ride that bandwagon. About to cross our center line here, which is good. We're about to cross our center line here, which is good. We have volume, green volume coming in, which is good. Let's get this candle up with wicks on the top. Got to be patient. If it can't pass, or it's having difficulty passing the last high, then you may want to just wait a little longer and be patient. It will go up at some point. You just have to be ready for it. And you have to be patient for it. Okay, we hit it, pull back once. Let's see the candle, we pull back once, we push up again, we're pushing up again. Pull back a little, pushing up again, we're going higher. Broke this high. So this is good. This is good. So let's take an entry in our next candle. Once the price passes this line on this candle, we're gonna take a trade. We gotta pass this high right here. This high right here. We gotta pass that. We gotta close above this number right here. 1093.46. Got to close the price above that number. Oh, there goes the market. And then they want to do it. Bam, we hit the 30-minute. We hit the 30-minute. So we just got the hour and the 4-hour left to go. You know, you can still purchase if you want to, but maybe a good idea if you wait until the next morning to see if the market reverses overnight or not. But as we speak, this is the new high right here. This is not so high right there. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this is going to go higher in the morning. If it does, be ready for it. That's when you're going to make the buckaroos. But you got to be ready. But wherever you are in the world, it's going to be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. When that candle opens, which before that opens, you're going to look at these candles again to see if it created a new high or a new low. And then you're going to jump in on that direction to go wherever it goes. You just got to be ready for it. You got to have your buy and sell set up and waiting for it. So far, the closing is showing that we're moving in an upward direction. We're not moving very fast. But in the mornings, for some reason, we move very, very fast. We can go up in 5 minutes and then drop in the next 5 and then fly up in a half an hour. So at 9:30, you're going to wait and see for the first 5 minutes which way it's going to go. There's no rush. It doesn't matter where you get in. What it matters is when you get out and you take a profit and no losses. That's what matters. Let me repeat that. It doesn't matter where you get in. If you are trying to buy a call or a put and you can't afford the one that you're going to buy, you're going to look for the next cheaper one with the most volume and the most open interest. It shows on almost any platform. You want to buy the next lower one, skip all the ones that don't have a high open interest or a high volume. A high open interest and a high volume shows that people are interested in buying that particular call or that particular put. So you're going to wait for that and be patient. You got to pay attention to your open interest and your volume. And if you are diligent, you will watch and see that on a daily basis, your your volume will change. Your open interest will change. And that's something to keep in mind, because if your open interest is falling and your price is going up, it could mean that the market is going to go into a sideways fashion, and you might not want to get into the market when that's happening. If the open interest is going up, the price is going up, the volume is going up, then you want to jump in and calls. This is very important. Something to keep in mind. The open interest is going up. These are numbers that you're going to be looking for. You're going to compare them to the day before. Open interest is going up. Price is going up. The volume for that day is only the volume for that day you're going to look at. You're going to compare open interest from the prior day or prior week. You're going to watch the price go up, and you're going to watch the volume on the calls or the puts go up. And if open interest is falling, price is falling, volume is falling, you might want to think about not getting in as well. If you want to get in a put, you want to see the open interest increase, price is going to decrease, the volume is going to increase, and then you can get into a put. Let me repeat that. For puts, open interest is going to increase, price is going to decrease, volume for buying puts is going to increase, and then you're going to get into a put. So these are the things you want to consider before buying your spreads or your call or put options, because when you pay attention to these things, you have a better chance of walking away with some money in your pocket. All right. Well, as I said, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I know, what I do. These are quick. Let's go over this again. Bollinger Bands. As you can see over here, I'm going to show you everything over here on the right hand side of the screen. You'll see all of the stuff that I'm using. I don't use them all the time. I use some of them some of the time. This is my EMA that I wrote. This is my buy and sell that I wrote. And then these are some other stuff that I look at. Strategies that I'm trying. These are stuff that I use on the chart today. All these squiggly lines over here. And I got horizontal rays. These are just rays that I use for direction. Then down in the bottom, I got Wave Trend by Lazy Bear. I got Beardy Squeeze Pro. I got Relative Strength Index twice, which is pretty much standard. And on the bottom, I have Wave Trend with circles, with crosses. Wave Trend with crosses. These are things you can find, pretty much standard. And I got pivot points up here, high and low. The shows don't really work well all the time. This is a pivot point. That's a pivot point. I don't see numbers there. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Standard volume, full time frame continuity. This is a strat. Wow, this is something you guys must learn. Rob Smith. Rob is the one that invented it, and he's a really good guy. He's teaching everyone for free, and he taught Sarah, the Strat Queen, and she's really good. Alex Options. I like these people. These people are really good. They're really, really trying to help others without anything in return, and that's a really good thing. I'm still learning it myself. As you can see, I got my numbers up here, my strat numbers. But I'm still used to using my old system because I have more confidence with this system. When I get more confident with the strat, I won't be using any of this stuff anymore. I won't be using any of this stuff. It will just be my strat numbers. Then back to on the right here, we have our strat candles. We got our railroad tracks. We got strat numbers. We got strat assistance, full time frame continuity. You can see everything that I'm using here. Intraday TSBB bands, crude oil buy and sell. That's this thing right here. Where is it? This green thing right here. That's that crude oil indicator of buying and selling. Green is telling us to get in or to get out on a downward. Green is telling us to get in or to get out if you're in a put. And the rest of the stuff is pretty much standard with the chart. All right, guys, thank you, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that I was able to help you to learning something or trying something new. Please like, share, and subscribe. I really much appreciate it, because I too would like to help others. I'd like to help others. So check out the strat. Check out the strat. It's pretty good, pretty cool. My squeeze indicator, my RSI, my trend, wavelength, wave trend, and Bollinger Bands, strat. This is the strat. When you learn the strat, you'll understand what these lines are. They're just lines that tell you once the price breaks these lines. Once the price is going down, it's going to challenge all of these lines. As you can see, if you notice here, it's just been traveling here. You see right here in the middle? Right here in the middle here. Look at the price right here. It's been traveling all across my line right here. See that? That's where the price has just been rotating around. You know what that point, you know what this is called? When the price does that? Let me put a line here and show you what I mean real quick. Put a horizontal line right about here. See this line right here? Let me make it really big. See that big white line right there? If you notice how price has been just playing around this line, like it's just skipping. This right here would be the point of control. It's what you call your VOC, point of control. This is where the majority of the selling and the buying took place, in this area. If you see it comes down to it, went by it went above it, it passes it down again and went back to it, above it, went down below it again, went back above it, challenge it again here. If you notice what happened here, see what happens here? Now it starts to go up. It's bored with this line. It doesn't want this line anymore. It's going to want to create a new line somewhere. So that's what we're going to be looking forward to for tomorrow, for it to create a new line somewhere. All right, and guys, thanks again, and I appreciate you, and bless it.